What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 21 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded King Louen campaign. So as we saw last time, we have finally destroyed the Barrow Legion as Adelard's primarily peasant force were able to pick them off. And Carrick Ziflin is retaken, and within a couple of turns we will have reclaimed or undone all the damage done by Camlar, which is lovely, plus it showed that Adelard's peasants are no slouches, and I'm expecting great things for his army as it continues running around doing its thing. And this time around we will be going after the Wizard Caliph's Palace, which is the last territory of Arcan the Black, and then heading outward to most likely try to hunt down Scarbrand, and maybe even looping north towards the ogres in the border princes as well. Can't be, we can't just allow them to sit here because they'll most likely attack us eventually, or perhaps attack the Wood Elves, but that'll transfer into attacking us once they take these territories, so we can't allow it. Also, we did manage to reach the comment threshold and just slightly not the like threshold for the bonus episode. However, we went fairly well over the comment threshold, so that's good enough for me, and thus this is the second episode of the Saturday. That said, once again, I make the same offer with regards to the hour-long episodes. If we go over 200 likes and 30 comments, the next episode will be an hour long. Anyway, let's begin. Louen, it's your time once again. I think we're going to swap in that mane of the pure breed for you, like so, because no army will ever benefit from this as much as yours. Well, actually, it could very slightly be the I wonder, does it affect the flying cav? Let's see, wait. We got 53.99, 52.99. Louen, move very slightly. Yes, it does. It impacts the flying cabs. Okay, yeah, so no army will ever benefit from this as much as Louen's. Fantastic. And so all of the flying units and all of the mounted units are gonna get this. Well, that's lovely. When woven within a living horse's mane, hair from Gilles' steed confers strength and resilience into mounts of the same noble bloodline. Alright, it makes sense for Louen to have some relic of Gilles as well. Alright, and Henri Lamassif, you're going to join the army as well, adding your Bannerman buff to all of this as well, which is, what again? Charge bonus plus 10 and weapon strength, even further upgraded. Also, before I forget, Killian, you're supposed to join this army, but I didn't know who to remove from this army. And I still don't know who to remove from this army. Well, that's a question. Also, Adelard, we're going to need to get you, let me just see here, 2 of these blessed field trips. So let's do a transfer ASAP. You're going to go right here. And I don't want to get rid of one of the mounted yeomen. We could get rid of one of the peasants, but these are all named peasants, every single one. We can't reduce our number of knights. We need the anti-large of the Knights of the Realm, of the armor-piercing, of the questing knights, so what are we to do here? Well, we can't go without a paladin. And I still don't know. Do we take out the Knights of the Azure Sky after all and put them in our flying army instead? Maybe. Maybe we do. Either way, we don't decide this turn, so I'm just going to leave it to future Ruinous. Future Ruinous really hates past Ruinous. Anyway, you guys can all meet up here and deal with that. And also, Baron Thegan, before I forget, what do you have as your main thing here? You have the Virtue of Heroism, which, to be fair, all paladins already possess, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, Louen, you are now good. Avril, Shadowheart, Adelard, you were all moved. Rapunzel and Co. Yes, you guys are going to begin the siege. As for which army starts on it, I'm gonna say it'll have to be this one, the one with the Peasant Space Program and Chivalry Delivery. Let's put you into the Crusade stance and pop you outside of the Wizard Caliph's Palace, like so. I'm hoping that we can force a field battle. In fact, I'm almost sure that we should be able to, because the enemy army is so vastly superior to ours. So we're gonna sit out here, and we're gonna give them a turn to attack us.
She speaks
Rapons go into encamp stance, get a little bit of bonus melee defense for those peasant piles. That's a term of art. And then, Deline, you can stay out here in your channeling stance. Lovely. Alright. And upgrade the pottery maker at Lashik. We also have you, Marivek Le Cornet. You can go to the Mysterious Island, then you can land here and transfer those knights next turn or so. Parapressians, please. A little bit of money and some favorable wins for you. Alright, the questing knights won't be able to join the assault on the Wizard Caliph's palace, but that's okay, not a big deal. Also, you can enter the Fey Enchantress's army, my son, if you can actually reach it, and we should also level you up before the battle, just in case. Well, you know, we'll need to. A Blade Master for you, and of course hard to hit, and 1 point in Deadly Blade, 1 point in Foe Seeker, and let's keep going through Blade Shield. We can also start saving points for these, we can do that later. Alright, lovely. Response, actually, not so lovely. You have points as well to be assigned. I still haven't redone your character skills, but there's good reason for that, and that reason is that we're going to swap out a lowborn militia for worshippers of the Grail, because you're going to get foot squires instead of all of these men-at-arms with maces. Man, I can't believe we're still using tier 1 units. I love it, but at the same time, it's turn 66. Anyway, Marie Le Chasseur, I would like you to stay here and watch out for Scarbrand, at least for now. It does mean that you won't be leveling, but there's not much we can do about that. Start channeling while you're at it, and we have better winds here. Winds blowing, yes we do.
My path is clear.
Go here and actually get some mana. Cast a little bit. Man, everybody has mana problems in this campaign. It's so weird. I have never encountered this. You go to Gorgazan, please, and success. And you got yourself a unicorn, and then you're gonna lose your unicorn, because we ain't paying for that. And another point in steel tech for you. Tech thief. Alright, and we'll need more tech thieves, but alas, we just don't have the capacity at the current time. The oppressors don't need to move. Yasmina, you are also on the approach, so go here. We can land at Kofor, assuming there's no islands to grab. There's a sea corpse right here, not seahorse. You can probably grab that. And then land at Lashik instead, and then loop around and meet up with the Fey Enchantress, to whom you're gonna give all this stuff. Makes sense to me. Alrighty, that's you. Alberic, we are going to have you probably attack Walatal. Otherwise it's gonna bother me forever that these guys have the main settlement of this entire province that we have an ooh. And there he is, Mr. Wolfheart. I mean, yeah, we should probably just destroy him. Alright, fine. Who are you at war with? Okay, damn, we're gonna have to make a deal with, I guess, the 1,000 Maws. Probably better to do that than make a deal with the Skaven. Alright, fine. 1,000 Maws, let's see if you're willing to allow us to join the war against the Hunts Marshal's expedition. Indeed you are, and you're willing to give us some money for it. Like so. I won't be super happy with this, but whatever. Then, what do we have in terms of defenses here? To be honest, it's probably not actually worth the fight. Go into Crusade stance, please. I think this should be auto-resolvable. I mean, we could watch the trebuchets just bombard the walls, but I think I'd rather loop upwards and then hit Marcus Wolfheart with a full stack plus whatever's in there, rather than an easy take here. Yeah, I think we can get better battles than this, especially against the Tomb King. So, Twilight Banner, I guess you can have it for now. The stock doesn't really matter, but the physical resistance is always nice to have. To resolve this, a little bit of damage. And, ooh, you picked up a Banner of Eternal Flame. Okay, that was the right decision. And that was something we wanted. And Student, and Banner, and you can have it for now. Warrior for Alberic as well. And Guanji Valley secured. We can... I'm wondering whether we keep the stables or not. Well, either way, we're gonna upgrade you, but next turn. And we can build a carpenter's workshop here because, well, the blessed field trebuchets or blessed field trebuchets. I'm not sure about the stables. I think we'll keep it for now, but there's a decent chance we'll be deleting it later as well. And frankly, this entire province needs a retooling of what's got what it's got going on in it, but for now we'll leave it alone. And just in case somebody attacks it, although nobody's going to attack Zahutek. And frankly, this stable might also be not super necessary here at the current time in Bregun. But you know what, at the same time somebody attacks it from the sea, maybe we'll... Yeah, okay, fine, just leave it alone for a bit. Just for a bit, and oh! We'll actually need to replace the Grail Chapel here as well because of the medicinal plants. Damn. Yeah, well, unfortunate though that may be, we'll deal with it later. Albrecht, you're fine, you're gonna move upwards towards the Monument of Itzatal next turnish. Therese, let's hope you don't die. It really depends on how many armies Wolfheart has to call upon. Let's see what else we can do this turn. Doesn't look like anything in terms of moving. Who are you again? Oh, this guy. Well, we'll do the points later. Technologies. We could buff up our relationship with the dwarfs right now. I'm not oh, actually, speaking of the dwarfs, this just reminded me of something. What we want to actually do, sad though it may be, is declare war on the Ironbrow's expedition. Because they're basically at war with everybody around us. Which is a shame, but we probably have to. But we can counteract that by getting bonus relationship with Karazakarek, assuming they actually survive the vampires. But yes, sorry, Ironbrow. And the question for you is, who do we make friends with? By joining the war. Golden Tower... Oh, we can already do a non-aggression pact with you. Crocky, you are currently... Alright, let's try the non-aggression... Oh, we could also do a trade agreement. I hope that Khemri doesn't dislike us doing this. Let's just hope not. And we could get him to fight Scarbrand with us or something. Maybe. Alright, let's do this. And let's just hope that that doesn't piss off the court of Libaras. We're going to ask to join the war against the Eyebrows expedition for 0.3. You gotta be kidding me. He doesn't want that, and will make us try to pay 2.6k for the non-aggression pact. It's more expensive than I'd like, but I think it's a good investment. Mainly because of the treaties with the EU will make you friendlier with Khemri, making it less likely, and that we get into a war with you. So let's do it. Yeah, 2.6k, whatever. Alright, let's do that. Then, Zlatland, can we make any kind of deal with you? Nearly a trade agreement for 830. It'll pay for itself fairly quickly. Alright, fine. Zlatland trade agreement as well, and the trade agreement with them should make us friendlier with Talaqua. Keep everybody here nice and friendly. Then, if we can, we'd like to force Khemri to attack the dwarfs. Join war against the Amar's expedition -14. Okay, not readily available yet, but once Sarkhan dies, it may be a possibility. Then, we are going to... Yeah, let's do Kings of the Mountain diplomacy. Kings of the Mountains and diplomacy, and it's a little bit of ammunition. We still need to get the Heremolts and the... Men-at-Arms with longbows up and running. Still only tier 2, mind you, but hey, a little bit more armor piercing, I imagine. Yeah, 6. Not much more, but, you know, better than nothing. Anyway, I think we are now good to build buildings and the turn and proceed with whatever it was we were doing. Kofer, we're continuing to ignore you for now. Let's build up the Chapel of the Lady here and the Grail Chapel such that we can hopefully get additional capacity. Forest of Arden, yes to the Chapel of the Lady, always nice for that additional income from all buildings. It's nothing crazy, mind you, but we do kind of need it. Guanji Valley will be upgraded next turn. Paravon, we want to get more money or materials at sea. Montanas, yeah, let's get the Grail Chapel up and running. Estalia, lots of stuff here, but we're switching to Realm of Chivalry next turn, so we'll wait on that. And Sartosa is also not in Realm of Chivalry, so we're going to switch you to that as well. Although you're growing nicely, Sartosa. Good job. And what do we get out of the Smithy's Tavern? Yeah, here recruit rank +3. Not too bad. We're never going to make a lot of money out of Sartosa, but at the very least we can make a decent amount of capacities or transfer some adjacency bonuses to a nearby settlement. Anyway, I believe that's all the money we want to spend for now, and thus we can end the turn unless there's Diplo.
Ready.
Zipar still wants to trade, which we may do, but I'm disinclined to think that they'll survive, as they're surrounded by the Bone Rattlers and by Vlad, who just got his super armies, so let's just say it's pretty unlikely that they will. The rest of this is ignorable by the looks of it. I am tempted by an alliance with the western provinces, but they're dead. Yusag, Dim Sons, Puppets of Misrule, Clanish, and the Blessed Dread, and the War Host of Jar are all destroying them, and while Cathay often does well, and looks like this is not one of those times. Skip, 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 and turn. And let's hopefully fight some... Who did I not... Wait, I didn't apply the point, or some points. Oh, so close to my vow on you, buddy, but alas, not. Let's get you banished the damned, and you will be doing so this turn, and then for you, Camille... Common of Cassandor or Chain Lightning? Maybe. Roiling Skies would not be helpful for us here. Oh, you don't have the Aura of the Lady. No spell resistance and affects allies in range. You know, that's a fairly decent point to pick up. Let's get you... Chain Lightning. I'm not sure we'll use either one in this particular battle, but that's fine. And I believe that's good. Yes, yes, and turn. Alrighty, King Sinsena. Hopefully King Sinsena will be replaced by Arcan immediately. Castelton wants a military alliance. Straight up military alliance. 3,000 gold he's willing to offer us, though. Quite a bit. 4.2k, in fact, because most likely he's gonna die. I don't think he can get us into any crazy wars. I suppose, in theory, there's Draika, because Draika doesn't like the... doesn't like the Kislevites. I'm not sure on this particular one. 4.2k is a lot of money for this. What are you willing to give us for a defensive alliance? Oh, we already have a defensive alliance. Ah, screw it, just go for the military alliance. Alright, hopefully Draika won't get too angry at this. Alright, more importantly than that, Arcan, will you be brave enough to attack us? No, you won't. Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I really wasn't expecting that. They have a much better pile of units in the garrison. Huh. Okay. Confederation, Karazkarak, and Zufbar. There's that diplomatic relations with the dwarfs right on time. And if they're not willing to fight us outside... Wait. Another option. Potentially, anyway. I don't know whether this will work, but I want to try it. Go into ambush stance right here.
My faith in you wanes.
And then you go... I hope you're in range. You might be too close, but we'll find out. Oh, wait, you are in range. Okay, wait. Light there. No, okay, that's too far. Wait. Just trying to position so we're not so close to the...
Guardian of Bretonnia.
Oh, okay, yeah, good. Now we're in range. Let's hope that I didn't screw this up, because obviously these two can't fight them alone. Merovec, I did want to transfer your units, but I fear that... Well, actually, go right here and in camp stance. Just don't transfer the units yet. Or, actually, I lied. Yeah, we'll do it next turn. I'll do it next turn, it'll be fine. Alright, well, I guess we're moving again. I'm surprised that those guys weren't fighting. Scarby is eyeing Alhaik again, so he may come this way, but that'll be, well, up to him. Let's get Steel Tech up and running again and keep an eye on him, or continue to do so. Like so, and nice. Good job, Tech Thief. You're doing work. Louen, you've got a date with Vladdy Daddy. And if you can find him, he's right there. He is right there. I'm going to move in march stance. I'm going to hope that doesn't screw us over if there's another, like, 3 stacks nearby, like from Aberheim to Wurtbad. Well, if it does, you're going to have to fight for your life there, Louen. I do have to wonder what Vlad has, but we'll find out when we get to him. Avril Mercier, you are staying where you are. Oh, right, this decision that I delayed, damn it. I'm going to have to make it now. Okay, well, in a bit. Let's just bypass it. Alberic, you're gonna go into march stance and proceed to the Monument of Itzatal, or... getting close to the monument at Satan. While we're here, let's upgrade the town. And to Lanchla, let's get you the woodsman hut. We should get the city watch there as well, but, you know, for now we'll ignore it. And Yasmina. Okay, so here's what we'll do with you. First of all, grab the sea corpse. And loot the carcasses should be auto-resolvable. Good. Grab the ransom captives, a little bit of money and whatever. You're still going to move this way to maybe Sea of Scarborough. 8k, very nice. And worth our time, certainly. March stance and then land. Okay, I guess we're landing at Kofor after all. At least this way. If Scarbrand does come this way, there's no way he wins against both of these garbage armies, because we have enough knights here to make it work. Which is lovely. You guys just keep staying here until we have enough of these damn siege towers. We have 0 right now. We're not breaking through until we do. Alright. And then we'll just, you know, send thousands upon thousands of peasants at the enemy, as we normally do. So you guys don't need to move, at least for now. You guys do need to move. Alright, fine. We're going to take out the Knights of the Azure Sky for now. Once again, I do like the tactical flexibility that they offer, but they'll go to the all-range army then. Like so. Then we'll send Killian to join Adelard's army. And then Adelard's gonna go to sea for now. And he'll be the first wielder of the Blessed Field Trebuchets. Alright, out to sea, my friend. Out to see the sights, and hopefully find us another materials at sea. I've grown too used to having them. Then Baron Thegan, you're gonna move back around. We can rename you to Castle Crashers and the Crushinator. Castle Crashers. And the Crushinator, let's say they got an upgrade for their great performance previous battles, and then you former units need to be deleted. Avril, you will probably continue recruiting. At the very least, you should recruit more foot squires, and I think we had 5, 6, 7, we needed 2 more Blessed Field Trebuchets, but I guess they'll have to be built here at Artois. Alright. Man, the foot squires are still expensive. A little damn expensive, but oh well. Alrighty, and that decision's been made. Let's see what other buildings we have to build. Not Kofor, Piranha Swamps. Ah, yes, the medicinal bundles at Zahutek, Coast of Lyonesse, and ooh, Lyonesse is ready for tier 5. 12,000 gold. I think we're gonna wait on that one. It's steep. It's too steep. And if we're gonna spend 2,000 gold, it's probably not gonna be on that. At least not right now, anyway. And Magritta, before I forget, you are now in Realm of Chivalry, and then we'll need to switch you back to Growth after we've built stuff up. And let's go for... Damn, Iron Mining Pit or the Water Wheel. Also, we can maybe start collecting income here. I think we need it. Yeah. You know what? Let's go for the Water Wheel first, maybe. Although this is upkeep for faction-wide. It's only 1%, but it might be able to pay for itself. Alright, fine, screw it. Go for the Iron Mining Pit. And then we can upgrade the town. Damn, everything is so expensive without materials at sea. It makes me hesitate at every single damn building. Jusero Gap, we can ignore. Sartosa, your turn now. And definitely Harbor, definitely Wine. I need to have the Smithy's Tavern fed after all. Upgrade the landed estate, and then... How's your defenses, by the way? Oh, they're not great. They're really not great. We actually do need the defenses here. I was gonna say we'll build the Chapel of the Lady or the Brothel. Actually feels weird for Sartosa not to have a brothel. It also makes, like, no money, though, so... For now, I think... We're better off with the basic walls. Alright. Then that's what we'll do. We still have a little bit of money for some upgrades, like this thing at Paravon, but we won't be recruiting these because we don't have the capacity right now anyway, so we'll ignore it for a little bit, upgrade the growth here, and the rest of this we'll ignore because we don't have the cash. Damn. I missed the time when we were getting 12k gold per turn. But I believe that's all we can do, yes? At least I don't think I've forgotten anything, which means we proceed further. Technology will reselect you. And I don't want the buffs against Tomb Kings, but we can get the Death's Grip Decree for the vampires. Because the attrition from the vampiric territory will, or the reduction in that will come in handy. The negative relations actually is too much of a distinctive malice to our, well, diplomacy. And the fact that we don't necessarily want to declare war on a bunch of factions unnecessarily. Anyway, skip the rest of this. Skip. Outpost available. I would love to build more and upgrade more outposts, but we don't have the money for it. And at the same time, we don't actually have any units that are particularly useful that we want from any of our allies right now. Would you please upgrade that gunsmith to tier 4 so we can get your good artillery? It'd be nice to get some tanks as well. Talisman's not available. Arguelon, nothing good. I want those Hawk Riders. Daughters of the Forest. Pretty pointless to get Akshina, Ambushers, and because we can get our Molts. I mean, these guys are better, but more armor piercing. I want the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts. Well, the Little Grom might come in handy. Maybe some Warbear Riders for more cav stuff. I do love the War Sleds. Still no Incarnate Elemental of Beasts, though. Sad. What do we have here? Deepwood Scouts, I want some Way Watchers, so hopefully Lorelorn will be able to give us that. And Khemri has access to... Well, it does have access to Tomb Scorpions at relatively cheap. And Sepulchral Stalkers and Ushaptu with Great Bow, all of which would come in handy. Alright, well, no allegiance with them yet, but it's growing, actually. Growing allegiance. You know what I haven't done in ages? Looked at if we have ally missions available, and we have none. Okay, game, thanks. Thanks. End turn. Alright, muster for Avril Mercy. I'm actually surprised she didn't have that since she's been our one and only recruiter for the entire campaign. You want us to join the war against the Exiles of Nehek? Not necessary. Why are you even fighting the Exiles of Nehek? Go fight the Cult of Pleasure. What are you even doing, Tyrion? He's just sitting on Ulthuan, being useless. He's just being typical elves. And, damn, the ambush and response failed. Yeah, we're going to have to storm the place. And by the looks of it. Which is fine. But I was hoping for a field battle because it's more interesting. Alright, recruitment, confederation with the Golden Order. Oh, damn, the Golden Order are gone. Well, that's a shame because there'll be less value for our allegiance, even if the Empire does get stronger out of it. Okay, well, be the best there ever was. Recruitment cost plus 25%. Only for 3 turns, mind you. Fortunately, we did select all the recruitment that we were soon to be doing. Alright, you go here. Probably also gonna build some Pegasus Knights as well shortly. Is this Mysterious Island? Indeed it is. You can actually... Wait, no, stop. March stance. Or full speed stance and go to that this way. And shiny boots and fresh recruits, favorable winds, not too bad. Gotta be careful about getting hit by an army that we can't see. But it looks like we're fine. Alright. How about you, Albrecht? I'd love to get your proper debut battle going. It looks like we just won't be able to reach the Monument of Itzatal this turn, but it looks like next turn we'll be good to go. Which is great. And it looks like they've got an army sitting outside here, so we'll be able to hit them all together. Sorry, Wolfheart. And oh. The Sacred Pools are kind of an issue, actually. Huh. Oh wow, they actually want peace. Would you give us the Sacred Pools? No. Well then, screw you. And no point in piecing out with them. Alrighty, ooh, hello. Oh, would you look at that? Scarby is on the way. Maria Chessa and Yasmina. You should then probably move closer to El Haik. Wait, can you still channel outside it? Yeah.
Certainly.
We'll see what Scarby does.
The lady wills it. I see my path.
I mean, wait. If he was in March stance, we could have sailed out and maybe gone after him. Huh. We could go out at... Go out to sea and get him. Oh, but actually, can we? This might be bugged in the sense that the Crusade stance will turn into regular stance as soon as we head out to sea. And it might be that we won't be able to reach him. And if we get stuck at sea, that'll be a huge issue. I don't know if I'm willing to risk both of these armies destroyed because of that. You know what? Let's not. We'll see where he goes, and then, well, hopefully he'll just land. You can keep stealing tech, or up actually, apparently you can't keep stealing tech. Alrighty, more importantly, it's time to get this big old battle going. Is 2 siege towers sufficient? Probably not. But on the other hand, I also don't really want to keep waiting. Unless we're not gonna. We should probably put these guys in Rapunzel's army, maybe? I'm too lazy to do it right now. Let's go like this. This is going to be a heck of a fight. Those constructs are going to be a massive issue, and the Ushabti with Great Bow in particular firing from within the settlement where we can't get at them is going to be very much an issue. And damn, that's a lot of defensive supplies as well, and we don't have much in the way of flyers to knock the towers down, as we have no Pegasus Knights here. This is all looking like it's shaping up to be a great fight. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. I was hoping to get a field battle against all those constructs, but I guess we're going to have to storm the walls with peasants instead. Operation Peasant Storm, as it were. All of the peasant mobs are going to be headed up the walls in the siege towers. Of course, they will take heavy damage up there, if not outright die, but we'll follow them up with our various types of pilgrims and whatever other reinforcements we get from Rapunzel's army. Now we're going to start the battle off by knocking the towers down off of the enemy walls and then hopefully breaching the walls and allowing our cavalry to move in. In the meantime, our 2 paladins, which will be 3 as soon as Rapunzel gets in here, are going to go after this Tomb Prince together with his skeleton warriors, and it looks like they've already dealt some reasonably heavy damage to him. Alright, these guys don't seem to have too much in the way of splash damage, so they do take quite a while to actually deal with the various skeleton warriors, but at the very least, nor are they really threatened by the skeleton warriors or by the Tomb Prince, who's just trying to run away. Yeah, he doesn't want to deal with the pallies. Alrighty, well, they can continue working on the Tomb Guard and the skeletons and the Hekara warriors up here. I'm just dishing out a little bit of damage while we wait for the towers to make their way forward, which they have nearly arrived. Now, the enemy towers, like non-siege towers, but 4 towers are down, and the wall has begun to take shots from our trebuchets. Our reinforcements have arrived, and that's plenty more peasants to send through the walls, up the walls, etc., etc., etc. It should work out nicely. Oh, and it looks like the enemy has decided to sally out a few of their Tomb Guard. Kind of a smart move in this particular case, as it seems to have stopped the Wardens of La Maison Tal and the ram that they were pushing forwards, so for now, we can't break through that gate. But on the bright side, we get to see Tomb Guard face off against the Defenders of the Realm here, which is a pretty decent matchup. And in the meantime, the siege towers have arrived, about to disgorge hundreds upon hundreds of peasants to, well, break themselves, just annoying the enemy Tomb Guard. Ooh, and it looks like the bombardment is coming in from the Ushabti with Great Bow, firing on those peasants just as they get out of the towers. Alright, bit of a D-Day amphibious transport moment. Although it looks like this tower at the very least is not going to get blocked, so one of the units of peasant mobs will be free. Now let's see if we can overwhelm the Tomb Guard. I don't imagine we'll be doing much in the way of damage, but we'll see. Yeah, these units seem to have a difficult time actually attacking once they get disgorged. Still 24 damage. They've basically not even gotten any hits in. And just blobbing up. Man, great that we're not facing off against the Skaven here, because this would have been really painful to get hit by all those chain lightnings and whatnot. Anyway, keep sending peasants up there. We are not yet through the gate. It looks like the enemies that have sallied out are still holding. And we're going to pop a little bit of a cheap Shield of Thorns on us. I want to say 3 or 4 mana on the Fey Enchantress after reductions, which is pretty darn good for a spell that is quite nice and spammable, especially on these peasant-heavy armies. Oh, and it looks like they're going to send yet another unit out at Skeleton Spears. Skeleton Spears out this time. But it looks like they're not quite in the way enough for the ram to stop, and it is going to head towards that gate. Finally, we got more reinforcements moving in as peasants start shooting arrows or arcing arrows over our siege towers and I guess into our own peasant mobs as well. Alrighty. Gotta love being able to send all these peasants up the walls. And it looks like at least one of the units, the hungry peasants, is dying in droves as they get ripped apart by sepulchral stalkers and Ushabti with great bow. Not much we can do about that one, however. On the right side, the enemy ram goes down. It looks like the Tomb Guard up here are in pretty darn bad shape. Most of the damage probably not coming in from the peasant mobs, but not to worry. We've got a unit of Defenders of the Realm coming in to join the fray, and I'm sure Battle Pilgrims will follow soon. And we should be heading into the enemy settlement shortly as well, just as soon as we've cleared out this damn unit of Skeleton Spears. And now that the Wardens of La Maison Tal are ready to contribute, or able to contribute, rather than pushing the ram forward, and the Skeleton Spears are quickly ripped apart. Very nice. 67 melee attack on the Wardens. And that is very respectable for a peasant unit, I gotta say. Granted, it's a special peasant unit, but nonetheless. Anyway, Rapunzel streams into the city with the Fey Enchantress following suit, and same with the Defenders of the Realm, who will lead the infantry here because obviously we don't care if they actually die. And it's better if they absorb hits from from their Ushabti with great bow and other such things. And Sepulchral Stalkers. Speaking of Ushabti, a regular unit of Khopesh Ushabti, melee Ushabti, moves in and starts whacking away at our Defenders of the Realm. Though while they're distracted by them, Rapunzel and the Fey Enchantress and the Paladin will be able to dish out decent damage. The other Paladins are up in the sky now, and we have made breaches in the enemy walls. I'm hoping that the Paladins can distract some of these Ushabti with great bow, not so much to bring them down, but to prevent them from firing as our knights and get ready to move through the breaches in the enemy wall. Another use of the Shield of Thorns coming in on those peasant mobs, which are very useful in that regard, as in they take hits, we don't care, and we can just keep popping Shield of Thorns on them to probably dish out more damage than the peasant mobs do themselves. 3100, not horrible. Anyway, the knights are getting into the city now. There's a couple Tomb Scorpions milling around, but we're going to bypass them and charge into the back of these Necropolis Knights. Necropolis Knights, of course, distracted as they were surrounding our units of our two Paladins here. Well, I can't even see because they're too tiny in there. Oh, and Rapunzel's... Wait, that's not Rapunzel. I saw the two-handed sword and assumed it was, but no. Our Paladins are in there trying to go after that damn unit of Ushabti with great bow, or at least one of them. More Necropolis Knights have moved in together with some Praetors to try to hold the gate as the other Defenders of the Realm, the Wardens of La Maison Tal, and the Beast Slayers of Bastan alike try to make their way through. This is a lot of monstrous infantry to deal with, but with Rapunzel and the Fey Enchantress nearby, we should slowly be able to whittle them down. And this Paladin, of course. Alrighty, and it looks like the enemy has summoned another unit of Ushabti from the Realm of the Dead, which does mean the third level of the Realm of the Dead has activated, or the Realm of Souls. And frankly, it's probably better that the enemy summoned them on top of our heroes, who aren't really threatened by them, than on top of our trebuchets. Starting to make our way into the settlement with additional units now. More and more knights join the fray and continue trying to surround all those necropolis knights and other constructs. Looks like a unit of questing knights with their armor piercing is ripping a tomb scorpion apart, which is lovely to see. And we have peasant archers or bowmen making their way on top of the walls, wherein they can fire down on the enemy. Alrighty. Looking pretty good. A very solid amount of knights have made their way into the city, whether they be knights errant or questing knights. Of course, the knights errant are very much under threat by anything here because they're very fragile, but with the questing knights leading and dishing out the damage, it should still work out fairly well. Still have not made our way quite through the gate yet, but with the tomb guard defeated up on top of the walls with plenty of peasants having followed suit, we can now send those peasants down to start mobbing the enemy Ushabti. You gotta love watching Ushabti fight. It's such a fun unit. And I'm enjoying sending waves upon waves of disposable peasants at them. Once again, as I mentioned in a previous episode, similar to sending zombies as the vampire count. Anyway, it looks like the peasants are going to take their sweet time dealing with that Ushabti unit, but the rest of the enemy army is getting quite wrecked. The Necropolis Knights being surrounded by our regular knights who have Shield of Thorns on them. Will mean that these guys will all be ripped apart, and the missile resistance is actually working for us here in the sense that while the enemy is no longer firing missiles at us, our own units are able to fire them down at the enemy from on top of the walls without dishing too much damage out to our units. Tomb Scorpion still in the middle of the fray. I believe the other one has been brought down. A unit of Ushabti with Great Bow trying to run around and for some reason charging into melee. Probably just to try to avoid the range fight. Or the fight with the other melee. I actually don't... yeah. Hard to say why they did that. They just charged into the biggest blob of melee that we had. Anyway, it looks like the Dreadnought / Tomb Scorpion goes down, and this blob of knights has generally victorious. The bounce power has shifted to about 90% in our favor, and it's now just a matter of bringing down these Ushabti. Oh, nice little jumping attack. Who are you even attacking? Is there one peasant here? I genuinely don't know who this Ushabti was attacking. I think it was just posing for the camera, which, you know, and we gotta appreciate. I'm watching the slow motion shots of those peasants get absolutely minced by those Kopeshes there. Very, very nice, but not for long as these Ushabti begin to crumble away. The few enemy units that still fight are now getting charged by questing knights and by Reponse, and I don't know if the Fey Enchantress is here, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Not just Merovec and Reponse. Alright, more enemy skeleton horses are joining the fray, but they will certainly not win against questing knights. Looks like the enemy Ushabti are pretty much done here, and are now disintegrating, not merely crumbling. And the peasant mobs are still alive, though plenty of them have lost their lives here. Here come the knights to bail them out long after they were needed. We took the gate the hard way, and, well, we gotta appreciate that. And there we go, very nice, very nice. Just a few more units to be destroyed. These skeleton horses being surrounded by the Knights of the Realm now. And as soon as they crumble away, the battle will be ours. And this is, yeah, just a terrible matchup. The Paladins have also joined the fray and even getting some attacks in from the ranged units on top of the walls for a close victory. And very, very nice. Close probably because we took fairly decent damage at the very least on the peasant units that we sent in to fight. But at the end of the day, it's kind of what we wanted, and it was a pretty darn fun siege. Hopefully we get a few more very nice sieges as we go. I'm now thinking that this was a good enough siege that it was just as interesting as this would have been in field battle form. Alright, a very nice battle, and would you look at that, our piles of peasants that stormed the walls actually all managed to survive. The Shield of Thorns really did come in handy there, as well doing 52k damage on the Fey Enchantress, which I take it is from the Shield of Thorns, because I didn't use any other damaging spells on her, and I sincerely doubt that she did that much damage in melee combat when Rapunzel was right beside her the whole time, and only did 14k. We are going to obviously occupy the place, and with that, Arcan is destroyed. We didn't get to meet him in combat, unfortunately, and hey, save here for Rapunzel while we were trying to get that, and that's fantastic. And another student, province secured, and faction destroyed. Lovely. Immediately into Realm of Chivalry for you, and we'll also immediately go for the fields, the windmill, and gotta go with the tap room again. Always with the tap rooms. Can't have a Bretonnian settlement without a taproom / brothel. Anyway, let's see what else we gotta do this time around. We'll start at the buildings once again, and finally, Al-Haik is ready to... Oh, damn it! I was waiting, and then I forgot to put you back into Realm of Chivalry. Well, that's absolutely my bad, so we're gonna have to wait until next turn. Piranha Swamps, let's get that exotic hothouse up and running, and damn, negative public order here. Shame. Lucchini, let's get your port and your landed estate, and one of the only places where the Chapels of the Lady will be useless, because you're not actually near anybody. Which means, well, I guess we wanted to build defenses at Lucchini anyway. Actually, the Grail Chapel would be ideal, but the thing is, this place might get attacked, so I think for now we'll build defenses, but then later on in the game, we'll probably delete them. Estalia, ready to upgrade plenty of stuff, spices, iron, port, and fields. I think we'll bypass building defenses here, in the hopes that the enemy probably won't sail through Sartosa and Pyrus, and then we'll instead stick to these territories. At least I'm hoping. It's bit me in the past before, such assumptions, but, well, that's what happens when you assume. Let's see, you are missing your fields, and you have your brothel, even if it's a little bit too expensive to upgrade right now. Gonna wait on those upgrades. Bordelot, you are also missing the windmill. I'm currently wondering whether it might be a better idea to put industry in this location. We do have industry here as well. Hard to say as to what would benefit us more. On the right side, the storehouse does provide a little bit of defense, but on the other hand, we already have great defenses here. It's not like it's bad or anything like that. Currently, the industry makes 250 plus 30%. We could double it to 500, but the farms make quite a bit as well. 150. Let me just see here. So, Shadowheart, you are buffing the farms to be making 577, and I believe you're one of the ones that doesn't have Magnanimous, yeah. Or actually, you're the only one that doesn't have Magnanimous, but, At 577, it seems they're about equivalent with the industry buildings, aren't they? Because plus 100 would get it up to 500, and then plus the additional 75 would make it 575.
Prophetess.
577 versus 575, except that provides growth and industry causes us to lose control. In fact, it seems farms are just outright better. Huh. Interesting. I mean, they're better with a damsel in the location, but a damsel is going to where a prophet is. It's going to be in every location, so there's no reason not to then. We'll go with the windmill, and we should technically get the tap room as well. But for now, we'll go for the money. We need to fix our economy. Blackstone Post, you're going for that Grail Chapel, and we're basically out of cash once more. Talantula and some wood. Forest of Chalon, we can't afford it. And Castle Carcassonne, we probably can't afford whatever it is we're gonna build here, which is probably gonna be a tap room at the very least. We should probably also build the Chapel of the Lady. Well, you know what? We no longer need the defenses at Brion. We can build the Chapel of the... Oh, no, actually we can't. We'll have to build a landed estate there. Well, either way, that doesn't change the fact that we're out of money. Is there anywhere here nearby that we can collect income that will make a decent amount? And I don't think there is now. All the ones where we're not collecting will make so little. Man, it's so bizarre to see that about... Reichland alone would make, well, in the hands of a player... at 10k, or I think I got it up to 11.5k at the maximum amount in my Empire campaign, but that's equivalent to like the first, I don't know, 6 of our highest producing places. It's kind of interesting. So Marienburg and Reichland alone, in theory, could make as much as all of this from Bretonnia. They're certainly economically not particularly strong, but that's hardly surprising. Stuck in feudal times as they are. Anyway, let's see who else needs to move this turn, though we are quickly running out of time. Louen, I would like you to... Wait, if you go into... you can't reach Vlad here. You could reach Averheim, but I feel like we should go after Vlad, shouldn't we? I fear he'll run. Although, where will he go? This is enemy territory. Alright, well, Louen, I guess we're going to go into encamp... Wait, do we need to? Yeah, this is friendly territory. Go into encamp stance, go right here. And then hopefully Vlad won't run. But if he does, well, I'm just gonna hope that we can chase him down. Alright. Yeah, he's definitely gonna run. There's no way he doesn't run, right? This is actually a surprisingly weak army. I wonder where his super elite armies are. They may be fighting the dwarfs or moving southward or something. We shall see. Alrighty, who else needs to move this time around? Raponce and Co. You have finished up at the Wizard Caliph's Palace. So all of you are going to march, I guess, back north, where you will be facing off against Scarbrand once more. Enchantress, you're gonna go that way as well, and you're going to go this way as well, and I was supposed to trade Merovec's units to Raponce, which... No, stop, you're gonna be in the way. Alright, you go to Raponce, and give her these 4. And then Raponce, you will lose... Let me see if I can get the count right. You are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of... Foot Knights, or Foot Squires rather, meaning you have to lose 4 units, well 3 units, judging by this count. So we can lose for now 3 men-at-arms with mace. You know what, let's go 2 peasant bowmen. We'll just trade them to the other army that has a lot of them. And like this, and then you can take the questing knights. Like so. That'll make your army a lot stronger, and hopefully enough now to actually auto-resolve stuff. Therese, you are good where you are, yes? And I'm just gonna wait for next turn for Elberic to attack, and I believe we are good for this turn as well. Not too bad we didn't generate any more cash, but that's okay. Diplomacy, any new trade agreements available? Western Province is still alive, if barely. Non-aggression pact. Well, now that Karazakarak is actually confederated, it may be worth our time. And get the trade agreement going with them as well. And you know what? Take their money. If they die, that's their problem. And besides, there's certainly at least a few dwarfen units that would very much come in handy. High Queen Khalida, you are in trouble. Only 5 settlements. Well, maybe not in trouble, but you're certainly not doing as well as I'd like. Looks like you might get into a fight with the last defenders, though, so I think we're going to ignore you for now. I am going to double-check whether Cetra is willing to fight here. Join war against Ironbrow's expedition? 0. Fantastic. What about the Exiles of Couronne? Also 0. I'm gonna force him into fighting both of them. which is perfectly fine. It's not like we want Scarbrand's territory. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's do this. Although this might mean Scarbrand lands at Zandri, this might allow us to take Zandri and then trade it back for the Great Desert of Araby, which we want for ourselves. Yeah, alright. Do this, Cetra. Alright. And you know what, Cetra? Maybe military alliance after all. Now that you're fighting all these guys, it might be less likely that you end up in a war with our allies here. We just gotta make sure we get friendlier with the lizards, which I think we can accomplish. Military alliance, Cetra. Don't just screw us on this. I generally avoid allying Cetra because he's generally disliked by everybody in the vicinity. And I do want lizard units more than I want the Tomb King units, but they both have their uses. Anyway, with that, we're ready to end the turn. We'll select a little something to be built here. Also, did I move Adelar this turn? I guess we're about to find out. Construction. Heavy millstones, that was just for peasant mobs? Screw that. Recruitment costs for peasant mobs and melee attack for peasant mobs. You know what, I think we're gonna have to go through to irrigation ditches, or possibly actually registered draft first. Let's go for registered draft. It's 5% only, but it's for all non-knight units, as opposed to only... where was it? I lost it. Oh, actually it's all infantry units. Huh. Actually, they're about the same. This includes trebuchets and yeomen, and this does not, but it doubles the amount. No, you know what? Maybe irrigation ditches after all. Huh? Why can't I? Huh? Can't select through it. Weird. Okay, fine. Improved irrigation tools first, and then irrigation ditch. Although this will take 4 turns. Okay, whatever. We're getting them both anyway, and then we'll go for the farm buffs as well. Not super important. Anyway, let's have one more turn. I believe we're out of time, but I want to see if anything interesting happens. And aha! Scarbrand will indeed move to Zandri, which we can certainly use to our advantage. Alright, Cetra, what you want, buddy? You want us to join the war against the Bloody Hands? Yes, just not now. We'll do that, don't you worry, bud. As long as he can keep our Arabian territories safe for us by acting as a buffer between everybody else. And we'll keep it nice and friendly with him. And alright, nobody's attacking us. Reichland has become a regional power. Rapunz and the Fey-Enchantress are both agriculturalists. And, oh wow, look at that. Ogres. Huh, I've never seen Scrag do this well. Had lots of armies. I wonder if he has any Stonehorns. I have Stonehorn PTSD after my extremely long Boris Ursus campaign where he had to face off against so many Stonehorns. But anyway, with that we're out of time, and I'm going to call the episode here. Next time, well, at the very least we'll transfer a bunch of units, send them to Alberic and wherever they need to be, but otherwise try to... we'll get a battle going with Vlad, one-on-one versus Louen, as he did not in fact run. And then we'll see if we can hunt down Scarbrand as our armies start heading towards him, and so do Cetra's as well. Frankly, it might have been more beneficial to not have to declare war so that we could trade Cetra some of the territories, but I'm just gonna hope that we can still manage to pull that off. Anyway, more Louen to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like and comment, and remember the thresholds if you're into that sort of thing. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.